Hey guys, what's up? It's Tim Hart, Van Dyke Mortgage, branch manager here in Fort Myers, bringing a cool segment to you. At least I think it's cool. Going to talk about cars, guys, and the future of cars. So I happen to be good friends with an entire mechanic shop over here in Fort Myers. So today, Jason Labonte, Legendary Automotive. Appreciate you for
having me, Tim. Thank you.
No problem, man.
So pretty much, my name is Jason Labonte. I'm the regional production manager at Legendary Automotive Truck Service, and we have a shop here local in Fort Myers on Courtney Drive, and we base ourselves on having the best service in the area, having the latest technology for all the new advancements that are coming out. And I think today we're going to be talking a little bit about vehicle technology and what we can be expecting in the future and what we're already seeing now. So,
right. Yeah, for sure. And dude, you just jumped right into your own intro. You were ready to go for that.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. He wasted no time getting down to business. So what I thought, because I've talked to you before being at your shop. By the way, they're my networking group, so do a great job. But I've talked to you a couple times at your shop, and we've kind of conversed about the future of the car industry. And, you know, I was telling Ashley earlier about, like, I use the Flux Capacitor joke, you know, like Back to the Future. Anyone my age, like, Flux Capacitor, bro? Like, everyone uses that. And so
that's what everybody thinks of when they think of the future of the automobile. They think of the flying car, you know.
Do you guys have to give them like the fake laugh when they hit the Flux Capacitor joke?
Yeah, absolutely. We hear it a lot, you know.
You're like, oh, you're original.
Yeah.
All right, I got you.
It happens a lot more than you think.
No, I believe you. I believe it happens a lot. So let's get into it, though. And I thought it would be cool to talk about a few different points of the future for like what I was thinking. And so the first thing we start with is just the tech inside the car. You know, like when our age, I'm older than you. Cassette tape. You know, roll down the windows or AC. Like that was it.
Yeah.
And things have changed a ton. I get it.
We miss those days, though. Those are the easy days to deal with that stuff.
So fill me in, man. Well, inside the tech and different changes you've seen and what you know is coming. That's what I want to really get at this, is like what's also coming.
Yeah, really over the last 10 years, I mean, vehicle manufacturers have evolved a lot. When we're talking going from, having a CD player in your car and, like a 12-disc changer, that's really a thing of the past now. I think 2005, 2006, a lot of manufacturers started to come out with like the Bluetooth stuff so that we could pair devices like MP3 players and things like that. But recently, in the past 5 years now, we've gotten so much technology that we've got, phone apps. These cars have Apple Play in them, and these vehicles have, all kinds of stuff that connects us with, what we carry around every day as our smartphone. Right? So we use this thing on a daily basis, and now the vehicle manufacturers know that. So what they're doing is they're really getting into connecting with people on that level. The newer generations that use their phone for everything, they use their iPad for everything. So manufacturers are making vehicles with these Apple and Android apps that'll actually connect to your phone. So now you can be sitting in the office and you can start your car with your phone. You can change the temperature in your BMW. If it's going to be cold out when you're leaving work and you left the AC on because it was hot in the afternoon, you can change the temperature, the climate control. You can lock and unlock the doors. They have GPS positioning, so you can always find where your vehicle is. God forbid it gets stolen or something. You always have your phone linked to your vehicle. So it's really like the sky's the limit with the technology that they're coming out with inside the vehicle. A lot of these new manufacturers are Wi-Fi connected, so these vehicles come with Wi-Fi. Your car is a hotspot, and I think that's changing the game.
So you would agree that currently, as these new cars come out, we're basically driving inside our computer.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or driving inside our phone.
We're driving with it. We got rid of our computers at home, and they're in our pocket now, right? So we have our computer in our pocket, which is our cell phone, and now it's linked to our automobile, and there's nothing that we can't do. I mean, you can book reservations sitting in the driver's seat with your navigation unit with what they call the infotainment system, and it's got your entertainment, it's got your climate control, it's got Google, Apple Play. I mean, you can, as terrible as it sounds, you can go on Facebook and do things in your car that you would have never thought would be possible to even do on a phone, 10 or 15 years ago.
Wow. So. Yeah, and speaking of Google Play, shameless plug, I have a podcast, if you have Google Play, look up the Heartbeat Show podcast. Did you know that?
I did not know
Yeah,
that.
man. You gotta download it. You gotta plant it in every car you work on.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
What else is going on inside the car?
A lot of stuff that we see. It's funny. My technicians see this on a daily basis. It's the Bluetooth, the connecting with your phone on the Bluetooth.
Right.
So you can be hands free. In a lot of states, that's a legal issue. You know, you got to be hands free when you're in your vehicle. So a lot of these manufacturers are coming out with the hands free app so that you can link your phone. So if you get a phone call, you can just simply say hello.
Mm-hmm.
It'll answer the phone for you, and you never have to touch your phone. Keep your hands on the wheel, and you can go. A lot of my technicians will be bringing the vehicle in the bay for service, and they'll get a phone call. And they're like, hello, hey, you there, hello. And we're just kind of like, we want to be quiet because we don't want to answer the customer's phone call, but they forget to unlink their phone to the vehicle. So we see that a lot. So we know that a lot of people are using that, which is great because, safety first, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you want to make sure that, people aren't, texting and driving is a huge issue. So, we got voice to talk text now, and with the Bluetooth app, we can truly be hands-free, depending on the vehicle that you're driving.
And you'll ultimately see the vehicle become Siri, Alexa, right? Just speak whatever you want, and it'll pick it up.
You just tell it what you want. Say I want reservations at Olive Garden for 7:30. At this address, it'll pull it up and it'll call.
Okay.
You don't have to do anything. You just tell the vehicle what you want it to do. It'll book your reservations. You can say call doctor's office while you're driving. Tell them that you're going to be a little bit late. And all these things do help. But I think it adds to the kind of society that we're in now. With everybody relying on the phone, and you could never, God forbid, you pull over and have to make a phone call or stop what you're doing to interrupt your day. The vehicle manufacturers make it easy for you to do the things you need to do, and they're really just trying to jive with what everybody's already doing.
Right. No, for sure. So anything else crazy coming in the future that you've heard of inside the vehicle? Inside the vehicle,
I think, there's a lot coming inside the vehicle, but I think they've already brought us what we can expect. We've already got vehicle manufacturers that have all these apps out now. I don't think anything inside the vehicle, aside from, like a level 4, level 5 self-driving automobile, they're completely automated, so they're driving themselves at this point. I know Tesla, I believe, is a level 4 vehicle. It changes lanes, it steers, it stops, it gets you to a destination A to B.
Let's roll into that. Okay, so self-driving, I made the Flux Capacitor Back to the Future joke earlier, flying car, hoverboards, all that stuff. But self-driving cars is coming.
Yeah, that's
already
actually,
here.
Yeah, they're here. They're here, man.
So let's start there.
They're among us, and people in the past, we always looked forward to the flying car, right? That's what everybody expected to see at this point in time.
Right.
Is, hover cars and, the Back to the Future, the Jetsons. Everybody thought we were going to have flying cars, and there would just be so much more room. You don't need roads. I don't think that's ever going to happen.
Oh, where we're going to go, you don't need roads.
Yeah,
that was his quote.
Exactly.
Yeah, right.
That's my opinion. I don't see that ever happening, but we do have self-driving
You don't think
cars.
it's going to happen?
I don't think so. There's a company in Massachusetts that's working on a flying vehicle, but realistically it's basically a helicopter with wheels. You can drive it as a car, you go to a helipad with it, the doors open and it's got props and stuff, and it flies.
Okay.
It works. That's a real thing. Whether or not people are going to be buying those and actually getting the clearance to fly them, I don't think that's going to happen. I don't see flying vehicles in our future, but I do see self-driving vehicles.
Right, so let's get into that. Self-driving vehicles.
Almost every manufacturer has some kind of ADAS is what they call it, and it's Advanced Driver Assist Systems.
Okay.
And even Chrysler and GM, they have level 1 vehicles. So we can start with level 0. Level 0 is like your basic 2000 Toyota Camry, and you drive it. There's nothing you can do. You've got air conditioning, you've got power windows. It doesn't assist you at all. You get into a level 1 vehicle, it can do one function. Whether it has lane assist. We've all driven up next to a vehicle, and when you get next to that vehicle, a little light in their rear view mirror comes on. That's letting them know that there's a vehicle in their blind spot, and it won't allow them to change lanes without giving them some kind of a warning.
Okay.
Whether it's a buzz on the dash or something comes up that says you've got a vehicle in your blind spot. A level 2 vehicle can do two functions at once. I know Kia is a big player in the game right now. Kia's really coming up from what they originally were. Kia has level 2 and level 3 vehicles. These vehicles are stopping. They're not allowing you to change lanes. Even the new Kia Forte, which is like not a lower end model, but one of their smaller sedans. If there's a vehicle next to you in the lane and you attempt to make a lane change, it will pull the wheel from your hand and keep you in your lane. If you're not paying attention because you're texting and driving, or you're on Facebook, or you're eating your lunch and you're doing your hair with the other hand, and it sees a vehicle's brake lights, it will sense the distance and the speed that you're traveling, and it will apply the brakes for you if you don't apply the brakes. And that would be considered a level 2 vehicle, because that's doing two functions at once. It sees ahead, and it's also, whether it's doing a braking maneuver, or it's allowing you not to change a lane. That's two things at once that it's doing. So that would be level 2. Tesla has vehicles that are level 3 and level 4, and again, these vehicles, you can put the destination into where you want to go and it will bring you there. Point A to point B, you never have to touch the gas or the brake, you don't have to touch the wheel. Tesla doesn't recommend that you do that. They have had issues, they've had accidents where people tried to use it as a level 4 vehicle, so they're not advertising it as that, but there are plenty of videos and plenty of research out there that shows that they actually will do it, but they're not advertising right now because they're still trying to work out the bugs.
That's where you sit in your car, like you're here in my office now.
Yep.
I jump in mine, take me to Legendary Automotive Services, and I don't do anything.
You don't do anything, man. You can surf your phone the whole time. It puts the turn signal on. It senses vehicles and traffic. It knows when to change lanes. It knows where it's going. It's got active cruise control. So once it gets going, it holds the speed limits that are based on that particular road. And they use maps, really, because we rely on Google Maps, right? Mm-hmm. We got to go somewhere. We type it into our phone. If Google Maps is up to date enough, it brings us to the right location. And these level 4 vehicles actually use the lines in the road. So it has a lot to do with how clean the roads are. Are the lines painted in the correct positions? Because these sensors are they're ultrasonic sensors that they use in the front and rear bumpers of these vehicles. They pick up the yellow lines, they pick up the white line on either side of the road, they pick up vehicles in the distance, they pick up trees and Jersey barriers and guardrails and all these things. They take them all into account to know which way they need to go with the vehicle. So when you get onto, say, a level 4 vehicle like a Tesla, we'll use that for example because they're one of the heavy hitters with the level 4 right. So if you use that for example, if you're on a dirt road or you're on a snow-covered road, it's not going to know what to do because it uses essentially like what Google Maps does. It uses an overhead map and it sees these lines in the road, and if it can't see those lines because they're not there or they're covered, it's not going to know where to go. It's not going to allow it to drive.
It just would stop, right?
It would stop and it would say, hey man, you got to drive your car now.
Right.
Level 5 is what we can expect in the future. I definitely don't see flying cars coming, but I do see fully assisted driving vehicles where you don't have to do anything. You can get in the vehicle, it'll bring you to work, drop you off, it'll go home, it'll pick your kids up, it'll bring your kids to school. This is coming. I mean, Uber has vehicles on the road right now that don't have anybody in the driver's seat, that are picking people up and bringing them to their destination and going to the next destination.
Like you just lay the route out for this thing.
Absolutely.
And it just...
Yep, it does everything. It does not need any driver input at all.
And this is coming.
It's here.
Oh, it's here.
It's here. As far as the average working American being able to buy one, that's coming down the road. But right now, larger companies are actually already using those, especially Uber. Uber has had a couple of issues with that already recently in the very recent past. They've had a couple of accidents where these fully automated vehicles, they can't sense certain things that they haven't been trained yet. So they see road lines, they see this, but if they happen to see a person on a bike that they've never been trained to see, it may hit somebody or it may not stop at a stop sign that's a little bit twisted. We've all seen bent road signs or a stop sign that's not facing the right way. If it doesn't pick that up, it may not stop at that stop sign. So there's a lot of things that the manufacturers are working on to make it so that these vehicles can be 100% automated, no driver input.
So like that gets me thinking about stoplights that aren't working. Not a blinking, just completely out. And the cop maybe he's out there directing traffic or something. Sure.
Yeah, and these vehicle manufacturers, they have to come up with redundant systems so that if a stoplight or a traffic light is down, or there's somebody directing traffic, or construction is a huge one. Construction can happen anytime. It's usually not going to be something that the manufacturer can know when it's going to happen. They're going to have these other redundant systems, whether it's using, GPS or, extra sensors that are already in the vehicle to detect that there's an issue. It doesn't see what it wants to see, so it has to kind of stop, think about what's going on, assess the surroundings, and then it can make a decision from there whether or not the vehicle will just stop or it'll, proceed into traffic.
Right. And so, like, this is going to be amazing a little scary as well, because, this is here. And this is the way it's going.
Yeah.
There's no stopping it. And parents, me, my wife, you, have to make the decision, like, do I want to chuck my kid inside this thing and say good luck?
I think it's going to be a hard thing for people to swallow.
Yeah.
When it finally gets to the point where you call an Uber and this thing shows up and it's got cameras strapped to it and there's nobody in the driver's seat. What are the percentage of people that are actually going to get in this thing?
Yeah.
And how long is it going to take for people to feel comfortable?
Yeah.
What kind of advances are they going to make in technology to make people actually feel comfortable getting in a vehicle like that? I know it's going to take a lot for me.
Yeah, and not to mention my 3 kids in a vehicle with no adult supervision.
Yeah.
You got to have the dad back there, throwing the hands back.
Yeah, and I seen something recently that was kind of funny, and it was like 1998. Don't get in a car with a stranger.
Oh yeah, right.
2008. Don't meet up with anybody on the internet that's a stranger. It's 2018. You call somebody via the internet and they show up and it's a stranger and you get in their car and that's Uber now. Yeah. And we're doing that for our kids too. I mean, let's face it. Parents are calling an Uber for their kid. They don't know who these people are. Are they filling in for somebody else? These are all chances that we have to take. We take chances every day. It's never 100% guaranteed safety. Even when we're driving our vehicles, seatbelts on, we're paying attention, accidents happen on a daily basis. So are the accidents going to stop? Probably not. But I will say that, not to offend anybody, but a computer is always going to drive a little bit better.
I was just going to say that. I would almost trust these computers to make better choices than... You just drive, next time you're at a stoplight, just stop and look at everyone going, the opposite direction. And dude, you see it, man. Doing this, glancing down, up, down. It's like every other car is doing that. They
just recently had a press release, and the National Traffic Safety Association did say that by 2022, 99% of vehicles manufactured in the United States will have automatic braking systems. So it doesn't matter what kind of vehicle you buy. If you're not paying attention or you're getting sleepy or something and the vehicle needs to stop to prevent an accident, your vehicle will stop on its own. And there's a lot of those vehicles are already among us. I know Kia's using it, BMW, Audi, Chrysler, Fiat, Dodge, Ford. There's so many vehicles out there, and a lot of people are buying these new F-150 pickup trucks, and they don't know some of the technology that they have. I mean, they've got sync, they've got an onboard computer with all the apps that we already talked about, and it has the level 3 driver assist system, so it's not going to let you change lanes into somebody if you're not paying attention, or if you're looking over the shoulder and you go this way. It's gonna stop you from crashing every chance that it gets.
Gotcha.
And it's really all about safety. But a lot of people are questioning safety by not having a driver. But when we see how these systems work and how much they help people that don't pay attention, how dangerous can these self-driving vehicles really be? I mean, their sole purpose is to pay attention and to drive, and they're programmed that way. So, it's still hard for me to think that, someday I might go out and get an Uber and, a vehicle would show up with no driver in it. That's really, really tough for me to think about. I would have a hard time sitting in the back seat, but, it's coming and we got to deal with it.
All right. Let's get to, if you don't have anything else to touch on with that, let's get into the combustible engine.
Okay.
And so, you see an engine, the dude that makes the engine that runs on water or something out there, or now you have electric cars. And so what's the future of really that engine, but oil, gas? I mean, oil and gas is such a huge economic thing. So what's the future look like for that?
I think we're always going to rely on oil and fuel. regardless.
For vehicles.
For vehicles, for everything. For, shipping companies and, large equipment. I mean, even the equipment that are in the mines that are getting the lithium for these hybrid batteries, for these hybrid vehicles, those vehicles still need oil and diesel fuel to run to make those hybrid vehicles happen, right? So if 100% of the country everybody was driving a Prius, say everybody was driving a Prius or everybody was driving a Tesla, a fully electric vehicle, there's still going to be a need in the society for oil consumption. We're always going to have it. We're never going to get rid of it. As far as the future of electric vehicles, we're just trying to cut down on the pollution. I think that's what a lot of manufacturers are looking at. Even people that don't want to go away from the combustible engine, because a lot of people don't want anything to do with a hybrid vehicle. They think that they're going to lose all their power, they're going to lose all their manhood by driving a Prius or something. They won't do it. They'll never do it.
Right.
And a lot of manufacturers are going to try and get away from the combustible engine, but you're always going to have like a two-part. You're always going to have a combustible engine, half hybrid vehicle. That's coming. They're going to try and cut down on the size of the engines, the amount of pollution that we see, but I don't think the combustible engine will ever cease to exist.
Gotcha.
We're always going to use it, always. I mean, even in the Priuses get 60 miles to the gallon depending on how you drive it. It's like with everything, you can get 25 miles to the gallon in your pickup truck if you drive it right. If you're out in a Prius and you're constantly putting your foot to the floor and beating it down, it's not going to have 60 miles to the gallon. It's always going to be using the engine, not the battery.
Gotcha.
So it's one of those things where if you have a fully electric vehicle, then you have restrictions on how far you can go. A Tesla, 460 miles, I think, is your range. You got to pull over, you got to charge it. It takes time. They're putting charging stations all over the country so that people can drive these things for an extended period of time. And a lot of people don't. A lot of people can't get with that, I think.
Gotcha.
So we're always going to have the trucks with the engines. We're always going to have diesel trucks for transporting everything that we need in our lives. We're always going to have tractor trailers. Tesla did come out with a fully electric tractor trailer. Can companies afford to buy 50 or 100 of those? Probably not. So we're always going to have the combustible engine. We're always going to be in need of oil. So
Gotcha.
I think we're going to cut down on that a lot, but I really don't think it's ever going to go away.
Cool. Anything else you want to talk about for future cars?
For the future, yeah.
You covered a lot, dude. That was great.
There's a lot. I mean, there's so much to cover. We could be here all day talking about the stuff to come. But as far as the hybrid stuff and the electric vehicles, just let it happen, because it's going to happen anyway.
Right.
The more you push, the more they're gonna force it on us.
Yeah, just accept it.
It's coming. Every manufacturer has a hybrid vehicle now, and if they don't, they will. By 2020, I think every manufacturer that produces vehicles in the United States will have some kind of a hybrid, electric gasoline vehicle, whether it be full electric, like a Chevy Bolt or the Chevy Volt that they had come out with, Tesla that's full electric, but Toyota's still using the Prius, still has a gasoline engine. We still rely on that, so, just let it happen.
Gotcha. Killed it, man. It was good. Highly entertaining and informative. Thank you, sir.
I tried.
Yeah, you did good. So you guys, that's Jason Labonte from Legendary Automotive Services right here in Fort Myers. We do have 2 other videos we're going to be putting out as well. So be on the lookout for those. You want to see more videos like this, make sure you like my page, okay? We're on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, you name it. We'll find us out there. And Jason, where can they find you guys? Where can they connect with you guys?
You can get us on our Facebook page, or you can go to our website. It's legendaryfl.com. We've got a lot of informative videos there. If you're a manufacturer-specific vehicle owner, if you're looking for a particular type of repair work, we have specific pages that we put on our website for those vehicles, and we've made videos that touch on some of the common areas. So check us out on our website. It's legendaryfl.com. And give us a try. And
Fort Myers, right across from Edison Mall.
Yeah.
Right? Yep. Kevin Offerman's old place. Shout out to Offerman Automotive, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Back in the day. So cool, man. You killed it, man. Good job, man.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thanks.